We suspect it will be done by local government area. We're not really sure. There's a new early transition site, they're calling it. So the Queensland Government, I don't know if you've heard much about it, the Queensland Government have said that we're having an early launch for the NDIS in Townsville. Yeah, everyone heard of that? No? Okay, so I'll fill you in on that one. So Townsville, sometime around in January, early February, there'll be between that point and the start of the NDIS in July 2016, we'll have about 600 families coming in to a early launch if you listen to the Queensland Government, or early transition if you listen to the federal government. We don't have an NDIS yet. The NDIS starts in Australia for real in July 2016. That's always been the plan, that's still the plan, that's still the case. Even though the Queensland Government is saying it's an early launch, the federal government is saying it's an early transition, so it's still a trial site. That'll give us a bit of an idea of how it'll look for us in Queensland. What they're doing is in Townsville, 0 to 19 years of age, so all people with disability from 0 to 19. Charters Tower, same thing, all people with disability from 0 to 19. And in Palm Island, so you're looking at an Indigenous community, 0 to 64 years of age, so full roll out there. So you can see they're trying to test it out, see whether they want to go and roll us out by age. And we've seen this in Tasmania. Tasmania and also South Australia have elected to roll out the NDIS by age blocks. So they're going 0 to 9, 9 to 15, they're breaking it down into age groups. We might see that here, we're not sure. Until the Queensland Government signs its agreement with the federal government, we don't have that detail. They haven't released it. It was supposed to have been released 6 months ago. They've been promising this. We had a change of government. The Labor government came in, that delayed it even further. Now what they're arguing over, we talked briefly before actually about this, was the Medicare levy. Okay, so everyone's been paying a levy on their Medicare to help pay for the rollout for the NDIS. The federal government has that money. It's a lot of money, and it's Queensland's money. The rollout plan right at the very start was in the first year to allow about 10,000 people to come to the scheme. So looking at July 2016 in Queensland, around about 10,000 people. In the next year, about 16,000 people coming into the scheme. And in the last year, 60,000 people. We did the math based on the amount of planners they expect, and it's about 10 people an hour for a planner in 12 months. Do you think that might be a little bit of excessive workload? No, I think so. So if you're coming into the scheme in the last year, I reckon it'll be pretty interesting. It'll be very interesting indeed. So the Queensland Government have said we're not happy with that. We want an even split. We want 30,000 in the first year, 30 in the second, and 30 in the third. So they're trying to get a more even split of people coming to the scheme. That requires more money. The federal government won't share the money with the Queensland Government. So that's where we're at. Okay. You've got Labor and you've got Liberals.
Sorry, just checking sure it wasn't our phone. That was our phone. Okay. That's fair.
You've got Labor and Liberals, and they traditionally don't share toys particularly well, so that's probably not helping either. So we hope we'll get an agreement signed. We have to get something pretty quickly because we need to get all the services need to be registered with the NDIS. So we've got all the service providers, you've got people out there that provide services for people with disability. They need to register as a provider for the NDIS. That's going to take some time too. The longer they leave us, the more it puts the rollout plan in jeopardy. So they're going to have to do something pretty smartly, I'd say. That bottom point, we're talking about expecting to support 97,000 Queenslanders at full scheme. Currently we have 45,000 odd people at any one time supported by disability services. The reason they have that many is because that's all the Treasury, that's the amount of money Treasury gives them to support. They're capped. They just say that's it. So when there's no money left, there's no money left. That's how the system works. Current system's broken. It's unsustainable. People's needs are not being met. It's as simple as that. Okay, they can't keep up. And in the future, if we continue to fund disability the way it is, with the current state-based funding, we just couldn't afford it. It's just not going to work. It's a broken system. I'll talk a little bit more about that as well and why there's so many things wrong with the current system and why it's costing us so much money. So they're expecting about 97,000 people at full scheme. I honestly think it'll be more than that. I think if you look at 45 and double it, that's about what someone's done. You know when someone takes a number and doubles it, they're generally guessing. And the more we talk to government people about this, we see they're guessing a lot. And I think that there's probably going to be more. South Australian Government estimated the amount of children that the NDIS would need to support in their trial site. The NDIA met that target in 3 months. So 3 months into the trial, and it was a year trial, they had already met that target. So there was triple the amount of people they expected to go into it. So that really threw them in a difficult situation because they didn't have enough staff to meet the influx of people that were coming to be enrolled in NDIS. ASD. So we're going to see the same thing.